treasure chest that was handed to me by my trainers. I had good trainers, and I want to honor them. And want to give you a couple of things that we have done lately, and that's, which is very important, very interesting. So if you're lucky here, at 25%, it's going to find. It does click, we didn't hear it. It's going to find the eductor. So, same with the skew. I want to point out one thing. We all have connected the harness to the box. Then we connected the patient to the box. And that's fine. And then we had calls, and people said, seems like there was a certain disease carried over. The next patient had that too. And I said, well, you know, yeah, something wrong. There's no way. The doctor gives you always a new test. There's no way that that can have the same thing. And of course, we clean the ribbons and everything and do everything good, but I guess we never thought of energetic cleaning. And if you have a really sick person as the last patient on these ribbons, you sure don't want to put them on. Because they're like a magnetic type tape, like we used to have for videotape. They can hold information. The whole harness can hold information. And we verified that. Voila. Right? We verified that information with Desi, and Desi does so many things that some things never get to the public. So, whenever you get to this screen, and guess why the colors come now, and not when you go into the software, then you should connect the patient. On the skew, you can see the two yellow lights coming on short before that panel comes. There is a pulse that erases energetically these cables and the harness and so on. Your eductor will click. And after that, you should hook up the patient. Very important information. It will be also in the new handbook. And Desi encountered the same things years ago and put in a routine to completely erase everything at the end of the session. Then people complained and said, no, when I go back in and the patient is gone, I still want to work on him. So then Desi decided, okay, switch it back on and delete it at this point. There will be further information be deleted during the calibration. So it's really important that you write this down, and in the future, when you start the software, you hook up the harness. It has to be hooked up, otherwise it will not get this erase impulse. And then, when this panel comes up, it's much easier now. You got the colors there, you always had them there, but now you hook the patient up. And if you, as brain scattered as I am, and always forget the colors, it's right there, and you look very professional. Just bend over like this, and you have the information. So please, remember that. And another thing, the eductor is a little bit picky, so please switch it off in between patients, and leave it off for 5 seconds, and wait till it says, eductor is on. Because there's a little computer in there and it has to be booted. So let me continue, and the next thing, of course there's no news for you here. The next thing I want to show you is how you get quickly the device going. The most important thing for you is, and Thomas said that yesterday, you have to be successful. Your advertising is not your web page. How many people get really patients from the web page? Do you have a web page? Anybody? Yeah? How many patients do you get off the web page? 1. How long did you have that page? No, I mean, how long was the web page up? get them from your work. So here's what's crucial and what we have been striving to do and have succeeded. You need to get frequency in the patient as soon as possible. Now think about how much time you waste with going here and going there and looking at this and looking at that. In the meantime, the patient gets no, this drives me nuts here. In the meantime, the patient gets no frequency. So, what if we set up the device that the patient gets quick frequency for the whole session, and while all this is running, you can search. This is much smarter approach. So, I'm going to continue here, and we're going to do a little test. I have put you guys in there with me, like we did yesterday. And I don't know whether that works, so you will tell me. But I'm interested whether that works. I don't know why this thing is glitching all the time. Well, it's not loading. Okay, yeah, it's probably too much stuff going on, but I need all this. I changed my password and I don't remember. And if I can't get in, I can't do anything against Alzheimer's. This is a dangerous thing. Where was the group? Somewhere down there. Okay, I'll call it nice group. Okay, search. Nice. There it is. Nice skill therapist group. I call it skill. Please, Eddie, help me, but it doesn't allow longer names. And I try to specify it, Magnolia. That room is called Magnolia. And I'm interested whether it can or cannot lock on. We will test that. Okay, so there's nothing really to be said here. You load it. So, in general, I would bypass biorhythm. You can look in real quick if you want to. You know that you have to push start here, and there's nothing new here for it. And it's the birth date, okay? The days alive 0, we're born today. So, well, the group comes together. So that's a little bit funny. Without the birth time, I put that in at 10 o'clock. Well, it's 2, you were 4 hours early. You don't get the medical astrology. But all this, you know, and whatnot. But there's a little gem in here. That's what I want to show you. I usually, when I go fast, I glance in there, but I don't use it. If something is interesting, I would be back. Because remember, we wanted to get frequency in. But while I'm here, a little gem I want to show you. Who's using the partner program? Who has used it? The partner program. Who had success with it? How many? 2? Okay, so I got 3, 4. I don't want to bore you, but for the rest of the gang, this really works. So look at here. There's the partner program. You see it? Right there. It's in hidden layer, different dimension. So we get it in our dimension by clicking about what 12 times in this. So here's the partner program. And I don't want to spend too much time. You just insert the name of the partner and then you calculate the compatibility and then another pair come up. You can read that. I just want to tell you this is a wonderful program. And I did an ingenious test without knowing it. I knew that it works, but I did a test that you couldn't fail if it works. So I went to a naturopath, a couple actually in Germany that we did training for, and they love this view and everything. So we're sitting there doing the training, all of a sudden a cat comes by, old cat, had hip problems, he walked slowly by. And so, oh, what a nice cat. So she goes out to us, and all of a sudden there's this black arrow flying by. And there was a scream back there, and I said, what was that? Oh, that was Peter. And who is Peter? Oh yeah, our son moved back in. He brought his tomcat Peter, and he hates the cat, the other cat. So basically, that poor old cat was being chased all day long by Peter, who was maybe 2 years old, had all the energy, and tried to kill her. And I said, why don't you use the partner program? And that's all I'm nuts. 2 cats, partner. Okay, I just mentioned it. I left. 2 months later, I come back, and it was sunny out there, 2 chairs, and there's 2 cats laying next to each other. And then I walk together in the kitchen and eat out of one dish. And I said, what happened here? And they said, well, you told us to use the partner program. Since then, it's fine. So why is this so significant? No placebo effect. Absolutely no placebo effect. And we've done it with human beings. We've done it in training. We had a couple there that was terribly in the training, always interrupting. If you had 1 computer and 2 opinions, this didn't work, you know. And Pickard, yeah, you have to do it this way, that way. And so finally said, have you tried the partner program? Shall we do this? Oh yeah, how does it work? So we do it, and they didn't notice anything. But everybody else, they were like fresh married, you know, totally peaceful. And so it's a beautiful program. You can pay the device back just doing that. You should, if you didn't try it, look it up in the manual. It's easy from here. I just thought you should know it really works and you should try it. Okay, then we go to the calibration. Okay, there's people that do all this stuff, these wonderful buttons. According to Desi, I specifically asked, you press this fast track calibration, okay, and that's it. All the routines that are in here are being handled there. So if you start going in and doing the other stuff in there, you just do double work. This program runs to everything that's in here. That's why it's called fast track, and the computer can do it faster because it clicks faster than you can. So if you're below 90, then you should do something. But the time that you spend here pressing some funny buttons, you steal from the patient. You really steal it from the patient. Makes you feel good, playing Mozart on the scale, but what do you give the patient? And this is being done, so don't. I know so many people that think they need to do all this and all that. No, you need to be in 8 minutes, loaded and running. This is what you need. This is the race. If you have a preloaded, yes, master. See, I said not too angry. Look at this. Do you think skill works? Has to embarrass me. I won't use it anymore. Okay. Well, actually, it's totally funny because yes, it annoys me. Okay, people waste time and then they have no good success. So okay, I have to love them all. Same love. I do that, and I don't say it in a derogatory way. I mean that. I have to learn to. So, do we want to close the calibration? Who can tell me, yes or no?
Yes.
Because we had over 90. We will be back to these. Does everybody have them on the screen when they come out of the calibration?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, next. ECG. I'm not going to, we have seen it and everything. I don't want to bore you with that. However, I want to show you something. And you know that only a doctor can do that. I'm looking for the right file. Oh, it should be here. Okay, I want to show you something interesting here. We have been, because it's so easy, you know, you go in, you watch, you observe brainwaves. Have you seen a brainwave like this today? Fortunately not. This is a 31-year-old woman with severe abdominal cancer. And I thought you would be interested in this brainwave to see this. I'm going to show you what we did, or tell you what we did, and what happened afterwards. So, you know, there's always Hammer that said there's Hammer hertz in the brain, and you know, it's controversial and whatnot. This we can measure, okay? And this really shows that there's a problem in the brain with this cancer patient, okay? I'm not saying automatically everybody, but if you have the doctor, look at the EEG. And so that was the first session, and first time that I saw something like that, I'm like, whoa. So what's weird here? This huge amplitude, and that the brain waves are not separated whatsoever. They're not separated, okay? Now how can this mess be working? Probably not. And so what happens here is that the hypothalamus converts emotions. And this lady was, in a way, a very cool lady, but also constantly aggravated. She didn't sleep well. I asked her, how do you sleep? Does your brain shut off in the night? She looks at me, but she would never ever heard that question. Thought about it, said, no. Actually, no. I said, you don't have a break? You don't shut down? No. It's going constantly. So this constant going means that the hypothalamus never comes to rest, constantly is in flight or fight mode, constantly triggers the pituitary gland, which then releases all kinds of hormones to the endocrine system, and then the spiral starts. Constantly on alert, constantly the bear behind her, even though there is no bear. So, good. Just wanted to show you, use that. I'll show you what happened after we gave her minerals. We gave her minerals. She had extreme mineral deficiencies. Okay, this is on the right, she moved. Okay, forget this. She moved on it. But look at this separation. Now, obviously, she was very much a left thinker. And I asked her, are you an analyst? Do you overanalyze everything? Oh yeah, I have to have control there. I said, how's the love? Have you ever been really in love with somebody? She says, you know, flirt here, flirt there. Your boyfriend, yeah, it's kind of here. Emotion, you know. So, then, next and last picture I want to show you. 2 weeks later, the doctor, same person. So what I'm saying I want to show you here is it really works, and you should look at it every time you learn a lot. You will develop your own pattern, you will find other things that I've not seen. I found this very interesting. I want to show you because they get here automatically. If you're not sure with your harness whether you have good connection, just go to the ECG. If you could have a good pulse, then you have good, because you will see, like we saw today, you will see sometimes really small brain waves, and you think, ooh, maybe don't have a good connection. So just stop it, switch over to ECG. I can show it right now because the whole group is in here. And it's picking up something here. There's the table. So this is strange. Usually it doesn't do that. This is the group, okay? It's the eruptor. Desi wrote it, I'm sorry, it's freaky. Let's go over to this here, and this should be really dead. Okay, I'm glad. We're all doing good, we just need to be hooked up. It's a 3-pole. So you see it picked up the frequency there, it's great. So yeah, I'm going to close this. And now we continue with our task to be fast. So, of course, I watered that down a little bit. All we did is we loaded the patient. We should, if possible, skip biorhythms and come back to them, in my opinion. Be calibrated, and now we're at the test. We go into the test, and here's a couple of things I want to tell you. I know, I learned it the old way. One thing that we also did is we wanted to get better test results, more accurate. And here's a couple of steps that help the speed and help the accuracy. So, system power settings. All you need is 4 things. First of all, you don't need that here unless you have an extremely weak patient, and you just go to activate quantum, because this is just electrical stuff, okay? And the doctor does a wonderful job to do that itself. So you activate the quantum field, you activate the positive field, you intensify, and we talked about it. Don't overdo that. 50 is plenty. If they don't feel it, they don't feel it. But there's people that really with 30 or 40 jump off your chair if they're feely. So we put it for the group on 30 to be safe. And the last thing you need is shield. So you don't need any other stuff. Don't do the Scala boost and all that, because if you have too much power, if you have too much intensification, you will create noise. And the noise will erase the signal. We know from Professor Fall and these people that if you use more than 0.75 volts, you will not hear the signal. We measure the subtle frequencies here. And I know I grew up and everybody said you need to give power, you need to be strong. The stronger we make it, the harder it is to get the essence. This is not about power, it's about frequency. Okay? We need the minimal current to move the frequency in the body. Okay. So then we're going to do a test now for the group. And before I do that, I load the disease dictionary. Now you think he's crazy. Okay. I'm loading the disease dictionary because it takes time anyhow. Okay? It's sitting down here now. It should sit. Yeah, thank you. And so now we do the test. And while the test is running, who's using the dictionary anyhow? You use it intensely, or you use it on the side?
I use it from time to time, but I don't load it before the test.
Yeah, we didn't do that.
And I'm getting incongruous results, so that's obviously why.
You get what?
I get results like uterine bleeding in the male, or in a woman with instruction.
I'm sorry, I didn't get you.
I get something like I've had recently uterine bleeding as the unconscious choice of the disease in a woman who has had hysterectomy.
Well, you know, that's also a big misunderstanding. You know, we talked about these 10 to 28 electrons that we have in the body, and they're apart. Just because they cut out the organ doesn't mean that energetically it's gone. It's still in there.
Yeah, but I'm wondering why the disease relates to it.
Because there's a lot of damage done.
There's energy there stuff.
There's a lot of damage done to it and needs to be fixed.
Okay, right.
You need to understand we work in the field. If you take something out here in the third dimension, so what? Who cares? We have back inserted over 100 lymph nodes in a patient, energetically. Okay? And the Russians do it all the time. You need to loosen up a little bit here, people. These 3 dimensions are just our mental limitation because our ears and eyes don't see more. Yes?
It's like X.
Yeah, they are phantom, but if you get that, very important, this is not done right. She has some bleeding, she has some pain, she has whatever. And massive imbalances. Okay, so while this is running, okay, what does the group need? What is the disease that we all have? Okay, in the disease dictionary you have to put a disease in. So you have to put something in that you want to get rid of. We put in, what have we put in? Greed, hate, anger. you know why things don't move forward on this planet? Yeah, read it. That's why. And if you watch the news, which you shouldn't, but so this, because in this, and it's going to be here.
Sorry, why did you insert?
Down here, greed, hate, anger.
Yeah.
And you know, if somebody doesn't have that anymore, and this is the cool thing about the disease dictionary. Once it's gone, it doesn't respond anymore. Right mouse button in here, just enter the name, and usually you should put a marker in brackets like it's your disease so you can remember. Unfortunately, after update, it's gone. For instance, what you need is Lyme's disease. It's not in here. Just put it in, and it works perfectly. I'm not Thomas said kind of hokey. We have found a reliable way with the disease dictionary to eliminate Lyme's or herpes or something. 20 years herpes, and it will go. It will go. So I had the same feeling. Maybe it's all bullshit, but it's not. I think what you write here, honestly, is a little email to the chief to help you. This is what you do here. Okay, so we type this in here, and then we load the dictionary. And all this, of course, I'm talking now, should happen while you do the test. You click subject, okay. Always electroacupuncture and silence the music, otherwise you will jump off the chair. You always have to move these panels, otherwise, oh, it crashes all the time. No, the panel disappears in the back. And what you do is Alt-Tab to get that back. So then we have to calibrate that real quick. In the meantime, of course, the test is ready. So while this is calibrating over there, or maybe not, no, it's ready. Too much open here, so we will close it real quick. So I hope you enjoy a little button here, doing button. So remove the info, and the first thing you want to do now, the very first thing, to be fast again, we go to wrist profile, and we load, and we do, okay. So now, you take the uppermost three, food poisoning, hey, we all ate the same, gee. Vitamin deficiency excess, so I take 3. Then I go to the bottom, you can take more, it's okay, just don't take the whole list. Lymphatic, neurological. Okay, and then the thing is actually filled, you can open it up a little more, but for instance I want to do emotional here. Add that too, it's not there, but if you look, yes, it will be there. No, didn't take it. No, emotional here. So now roll over there, yes. Oh, okay. So and the reason I'm doing this here, I go now treat areas above, and I hit immediately body viewer here. And what happens now is, after 8 minutes I need to be here, and I do what Thomas said, I take a second, and you see, there's a lot already loaded. There's a lot loaded. If it doesn't need it, it goes through empty, but I have massive frequency running into the body. If I wouldn't have talked so much, I would have been already in the disease dictionary. And so now what we're going to do is switch on the second waveform. And good. Then we have emotional as the last one, the last that I clicked. If it wouldn't be the last one, I want liver, then double click liver, and I go to the virtual doctor. So here's my emotions now. And while they load, I go into the iridology. Okay? And yeah, I forgot that I need something here. Let's do long chakra scan. What is that for? Who knows what that does? What does it do?
It scans to all chakras again and again.
What for is it? What for it? There's a lot of chakra scanning and everything. This is for the small chakras, for all the little small chakras. We have big chakras, then we have the meridian, and then we have the small chakra. Nobody knows that. That activates the small chakra, so there's hundreds, okay? And this is how you can do it. All right, so in the meantime, back to the farm. So now I push treat all here, and we have some people with liver detoxing here. Melatonin, who didn't sleep enough? Everybody. Sinus, that would be me right now. Okay, so we just press treat all, and so now I need to clean this up a little bit here on the bottom, so you see that better. Missing is, what is my iridology? This is with many windows open, always dangerous. Okay, we will find it somewhere. Okay. So, good. I did click it, it needs to be there somewhere. Do it again. Okay, there it is. Okay, and then we go to the iridology and we do something. I don't know what we're going to do. What do we do? Liver. Okay, we do liver. We do liver. Where is it? There. Okay, so we do the liver, activate this, and do all this. You know that, and then you can, of course. Yes, by the way, the question always is, does this run all together? Yes, it does. It does. So you can activate all this and activate the liver again here and whatnot. So all I want to show you is just look at these. Look at these. All four, right? All four, especially if you fill all this up and the body viewer and so forth. Everything is producing frequency that will help the patient. Now compare this, 8 minutes later you're in here and you get a massive concept of frequency going into the body. Instead of somewhere looking at a bar hope and saying, could be. Of course we're going to do all this. You're going to go to the bar hope, you do all this. But now you're treating the patient. Now you can go to the bar hope. Yes?
When you did the disease dictionary, you didn't do to the...
I did. It's not running. I know.
Okay.
It's not running. I know. It's not running for a reason. I thought nobody would pick up sharp cut. Because I have to do still something here because we want to do a test. Well, you get gold star. So, but he picked up on it. So I don't need to show you the rest. You know the rest. I just wanted to show you this quick entrance. Now you can do all research and you can do your whatever you do. Wherever you go, what you do. What I want to do now is, because I don't know whether really this works to put the whole group in. Ricky was the, yeah, I'm late. I'm hurrying. We had a discussion with Bala and about heavy metal detoxing, about mercury detoxing. I want to give you a little tip. And I want to test it with you because I know it works. We have tested it, so I want to see whether it works in the group. And I will tell you what it is. It's a natural remedy, nothing can happen. And we're going to test this all together now. And you judge. I don't know whether this group thing works, you know. Nice skill therapist group, Mongolia 2015. Let's see. Because this works very well with patients, this work we just did. So we're doing tests now. Good. So this is extremely effective for heavy metal. So I would like for you now, and we're going to make this a little bit stronger. I would like for you, and if you have any discomfort, then let me know. We can stop it right away. I would like for you to tell me if somebody gets a burning sensation or a pulling or a pain around the teeth. This is the test now. And what we're going to do is, in order to make this a little bit stronger, and that's why the disease doesn't run yet. We're going to put this also in the disease dictionary. We have in there as a disease, greed, hate, and anger. We can leave that. Usually you would put in toxicity. And okay, scientific interpretation. If this works for the group, we should get it for 3 seconds. Small treatment. You see the index number here, 4206. We put it in here, 4206. We have 20 minutes. This is respectable time that we might need. 4260. Then we do it twice. Oops. 0. Okay, load this. And then we run it. So, and then we're going to run it up front also. And so this is not a test about the remedy, because we have many people reporting that it works and they feel it. Let me see that. Too many windows. Wow. So, the link established. If you think it crashed, you always do Alt Tab and find that little window. It's just like you have to see it quite often with the skill. Okay, in the meantime, we run this now here for 30 seconds. So, I would appreciate if the group tells me now. Does anybody feel something on the teeth? Yes?
Yeah.
Anybody else? What do you feel?
It's uncomfortable, it doesn't feel good.
Uncomfortable, yes.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, pulls like crazy, that stuff. Did you have on this side amalgam in there?
Yes, exactly.
Was it removed? Anybody else?
Yeah, mine is supposed to be removed and found.
Okay, what this tells you is you still have amalgam in there. Anybody else? What happens there?
I had the amalgam removed.
Uh-huh.
I expected something where I had still.
Yes.
But
A lot of times, because so he's saying he feels it actually on the side, not on the side where it was removed, but on the side where it's still in there. Reverse. So he wants to feel it on the side where it is not it's still in there, but where it's removed and it's not being properly detoxed. This is crazy what's in there. Okay? Anybody else feels it? Did you have amalgam? Where? Okay, it probably moved because it moves with the bloodstream. It's still in the area. Anybody else? Feeling? Nothing? Okay. The group needs it. It's 64. This is a great program to test 1 minute long. You get interesting, reliably testing results. This program is in the manual with a quarter page. It's one of the most powerful programs in the program. You should use it. And I'm doing courses to that, how you really use that effectively to get rid of, mostly what we do is virus, bacteria, parasites, that kind of stuff. Yes? I added it, so I'm going to talk to Desi to put it in. And I'm going to relieve you now, so you will not have pain anymore. Anybody else in the meantime?
Well, I think it's interesting, like for me, I've never had any amalgams in my mouth.
Okay.
There's absolutely nothing.
How much mercury do you think we eat every day in the water,
Well,
everything?
yeah, but I'm not feeling anything at all, so.
Right, if you don't feel anything, it's good.
Well, no, that's what I'm thinking, that it makes sense that I'm not feeling anything.
Oh, good. So, good news.
I think that that's a good
Good
test.
news. Now, you really can test this. So, now I want to show you real quick what this is, and then we move on. Just, push it because it started too late. So, all right. Here is what we're dealing with here. Where is it? Just a moment. I lost control. Just a moment. I had it all prepared and so okay, should be done here. Let's try this one more time. If anybody has pain, I stop it, okay? Other than that, you need to drink a lot and it will pull quite a bit out. Okay, I just type it in and I hope we're still on. Google. So, Moringa is of course known for since a long time for a bunch of things, but it's not so well known for the most active heavy metal detox that you can find. And we had a case where we really needed to find the strongest possible. And Moringa is the tree of life. And I will show you that in a second if I can get stuck on. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, Moringa is power-packed with goodness. I'm sorry?
In the noni juice is Moringa.
Noni juice. Ah, okay. I don't know. I can not tell you that. But look at the facts here. You have 42% protein, 22% vitamin C, 71% iron, magnesium, and so forth. You can actually live. They say one family can live of 2 Moringa trees, okay, and they grow 2 meters a year. So they call them the miracle tree. And so you can read up on the internet. The ancient Egyptians used it, and you can use oil. And look at this here. This is also tumor, anti-tumor. They say this is the tree from the Garden of Eden. I don't know. But if you can buy some seeds, maybe you grow one at home, but be aware in 1 year it grows 2 meters. So you have to harvest something to the seed. And what we don't use the leaves for the metal. We use the seeds, okay? If you want to use it, and of course, it's very effective when we do it with skio, but it's even better if you give it. And what do we need it for? You say, well, skio can detox perfectly. That's great detoxing. What does the skio do when it detoxes? Who knows that? What does the skio actually do?
Activates your healing powers to get rid of poison.
I always need to know what happens in the body. I need to know facts. It's okay. But here's what really happens. It's an electromagnetic shaking pulse. It shakes things like you shake the carpet, but you would shake the carpet outside. We can't shake the carpet outside. That's the problem. So it gets it back from the cells. It gets it back from the interstitial fluid. It gets it back from the fat, from the muscles, and puts it back in the bloodstream. This is what skio detox pulse does. Now we need a valve here, and we fuck it and let this all run out, right? Then it's good. We don't have this valve, which means we have to get it out to the regular detox organs, which will be kidney, liver, intestine, lungs, skin, right? That means you need what we call an agent. Somebody goes in and arrests all these bad particles. And Moringa does the job perfect. Moringa seed for heavy metals gets the stuff out. It's in the blood within 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So what you need to do is when you do want to do a heavy detox, and you can verify this. You can verify this by looking how often you can, with the same patient, do heavy metal detox in the pink panel. After 4 times you get an alarm. Do not override that. What is happening? Too much is shaken loose. Too many poisonous things are in the bloodstream. You gotta stop. people will feel ill if you continue. You will not kill anybody, but they feel really ill. It's too much then. And the interesting thing is, to use Moringa seed, you can detox much longer. So in one session you get much more out. Now I tell you how you have to do it. You have to use natural yogurt. If somebody cannot handle that, then get an alternative replacement. You have to crunch. I'm missing the word. Mörser in Deutsch. Is someone who speaks the Mörser? What's a Mörser?
Crusher.
Crusher. You need a pharmacy crusher. You can buy it for €5. And you have to crush it real small. The smaller you make the particles, the more surface you create. Okay? Plus that seed doesn't taste very good. Okay? If you chew that, you have for an hour terrible tasting or longer. It's terrible. First it's sweet, and then it's getting a little bitter in the roof. Nothing to eat. So you have to crunch it, crush it real tiny, and then you need per session, depending on weight, you need about 1 tablespoon, not full, but 1 tablespoon, and you stir that in a natural yogurt without sugar, without anything, just natural yogurt. And you stir it in and mix it and give it to the person before you start the detox process, about 15 to 30 minutes before. You better wait a little bit so it's really in the bloodstream, where all this happens much faster than you think. And then you go in and do detoxing. And I'll show you how easy it is. It's completely easy. And then I will close my treasure chest and we do the chakras. Okay. So we go to homeotoxicology. You know all this. Click info first, and then you can go right to xenobiotics, and you go on heavy metals, onto heavy metals. And that's it. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want to cause anything. As Thomas said yesterday, this is highly effective. It's really good. Now, if you understand that you need always an agent to pull this stuff out, you can work much longer in here, much more in one session. So if you have chemicals, you can use Moringa leaf extract, or you can use a combination of leaf extract and aloe vera. And the aloe vera from Forever Living is the best because they're really thick. This is a good, strong, non-pre-oxidized, and that's the important word, non-pre-oxidized aloe vera, because most aloe vera products in the process have gotten to air and have saturated, because aloe vera is very aggressive. If you cut aloe vera and you leave it open 5 minutes, it looks like an apple after 2 hours. It's completely oxidated. This is what it's supposed to do, but in the production process you need to make sure that it doesn't pre-oxidize, because then it's passive. It doesn't do anything, it feels good. So Forever Living has such an underwater process or whatever does that. All right, so let's get to the chakras.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Question. What if you do this process for somebody who has, let's say, lots of heavy metal, and you do it 1 time or even 2 times, and yet they still don't remove what's causing the heavy metal? What do you do?
Well, if you have fillings in the teeth, A, they will always leak, and B, mercury is the most poisonous metal. Why would you put that in your body? Why? I mean, of course.
Some people don't know.
But it's extremely poisonous. If you would drink the amount that you get in there, you die same day.
We explain. Trust me, I have a lot of.
I can imagine you got a permanent client. Okay. What was I going to say? Of course, you have to remove the cause. Didn't we learn that? Remove the cause. You can, but you can help it by always pulling it out.
Would zeolite be effective?
What's that?
Zeolite.
Yeah, zeolite is very good too. Zeolite is for heavy metals also. In the Soviet Union after Chernobyl, a lot of people in the deadly circle actually survived with zeolite. So it's highly recommended too, but it's it's not as aggressive as the Moringa, because you really it bites on the teeth when you do it. Now, we have it done in a group. If you do this on one person, it's crazy how they sit there, stop. Yes?
You wouldn't do this if somebody had got metal in the body?
I already had that question, you know, the question is, if somebody has a lot of metal in the body, can he use Moringa? I don't know. That we need to research that, whether that would attack titanium or something like that. It's a question, you know, but then again, people use it in thousands of years. Of course, they didn't have titanium in the body. I don't know, it's something to really, no good answer for me there. Maybe I can research that a little. Okay, so let's go to the chakras. Now, of course, you've seen the chakras, done the chakras, whatnot. I want to show you real quick what you really need to do to open them and why is it so important. Now, everybody's going to say energy. Okay, I'm going to show you what's really happening. There's a force coming through your crown chakra onto your pituitary and pineal gland. And without that force, you die. There have been tests made where people really died. So I don't want to tell you really because it's gruesome. It's proven that if that's interrupted, you will die within 3 minutes. So, let's talk first about what we do with the chakras. So of course we go to body scan face therapy. We scan this all real quick. Scan all here. And why do I do this? Because this is the most important thing to get healthy. If you don't do that, you don't need to work on any bacteria. I don't care what you work on. If you don't have energy flow, you are using up your energy to fight that immune system, fight that bacteria or whatever, and you will get weaker and weaker. If you don't have this connection, you will die within 3 minutes. Proven beyond doubt.
Wait, what connection? The connection between?
Energy connection.
Okay.
It used to be called prana.
Life energy, chi.
I want to get it more on a 3D earthly level, but you're right. So we have a lot of people here in this group that actually don't want to be here anymore because it's so hard and everybody's so messed up. They're on the way out. Bye-bye. We will get them back. By the way, if you have somebody like that, believe it or not, this is stupid, but it's true. People with a high frequency, and I'm sure that there's a lot of people here with high frequency because otherwise you would be selling insurance. I'm going to get rid of the outside influence here, Trifoki. There's the crown chakra, major tongue, you know, it's gone. So, trampoline jumping brings actually the chakras back down. It's crazy. I had a little 11-year-old girl that had cancer, pituitary cancer. And she would jump on without a trampoline and the chakra would come back down. And I've heard that before. But of course you cannot put everybody on a trampoline. So actually the size is pretty good. We're missing the energetic chakra a little bit. I always count them whether everything is there. And right now I'm just getting rid of these circles so we can see this better because it's so... Yeah, once you get rid of all this, you see the aura much better, and you see also a lot of dirt in there, which is no wonder because we're a mixed group and, wow, I don't even want to know. This is why I didn't do the partner program. Who knows? No, we don't go in this bar, we don't know. So, anyhow, there's also a lot of energy back there. This is probably the collective jam that we all have. But once you remove these folky things, and we can check them real quick, you know, that there's something left over here. Yeah, I figured. So we do that real quick. Once you do them, you can recognize this much better. And I don't want to bore you, we do the real stuff now, okay, we do the real stuff. So a thorough analysis is very important here. You know, a lot of times if you don't watch, you miss a chakra. It could be so small that you don't see it, okay? This is a temporary fix what we're going to do here. This is not deep chakra cleansing here. This program will never do that. This realigns the chakras where they should be. Where are they in my body? Can somebody tell me where the chakras are? Yeah, in front of me. They're in front of me. They're in another dimension. Now it's getting hefty here. I think everybody in the room agrees that we have chakras. Everybody? Somebody there that medical community has a problem with them because they cannot cut them out. We will sometime in the future be able to get to that dimension. They can cut it out. They can put it under the microscope and check it. So, yeah, they're in another dimension. So that's the first thing we need to learn. Anyhow, so I'm going to correct them. And I'm always going to discuss with the client what's going on. You get all the, why is the aura not protected enough? And why are the chakras not good? So I told you about this weird energy. We can't live without it. And I want to show you how you fix it where it is. Okay?
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what you're saying is very relevant to me, like what I'm going to do. Are you saying that the device can actually reinforce the aura and correct it? Like let's say there's holes in the aura?
Yes, but you have to do a whole lot more than this. Yes, but you, if you look closely, we had a lot of spots here where our aura got thin and everything, and there was this massive red power in the back, which means a lot of emotion, strong emotion, but you know, it takes 60 people, you ought to get a ton of that.
Yeah.
I've never seen really so bad red before, but that's okay. We all have to do something. Yes, and here you can read why the aura was susceptible to attacks, and here you can read the emotions by the chakras, where some messed up. Okay, well this is step one. So, step two, you need to go over here to, we do beauty now, huh? For the chakras, correct? Here you find divine light to the pineal gland. What I just told you, that's the button, right there. To re-establish good connection, this is your prana, that's your life energy, and if you don't get that, and if you don't fix that, you don't need to do chakras, because you forgot one thing, to plug in the plug, okay? A lot of people do acupuncture, a lot of people do chakra, but they don't plug in the plug. Here, you are plugging in the plug. You have to do this. And then right underneath, you have to harmonize. Because your body has to understand this light. You have to harmonize the frequency that it can be accepted. Otherwise, it doesn't help you. Okay, then we get a ton of information here. Nobody reads this, right? So here's usually a lot of things. It says auric field stable, flaw in the mental body is blue, is the outermost. And you might have noticed that the aura was actually not to the outermost, it was in here. So there's a problem. Where do we fix it? Where do we fix it? Got to fix it immediately. Where do we fix it? Retest. fix that. This is, people, this is interdimensional. We are interdimensional beings. This is going in another dimension. And we have to fix it where? Where we can fix dimensions. Polymorphic. Okay, you get it. Finally. Okay. Of course, we go immediately to polymorphic. Okay. The button is hidden. You have to click right here. Because you have to understand it. So we do start. Let's see what's happening here. So, if you don't fix these problems, you cannot fix the chakras. And if you don't fix the chakras, your patient will never become healthy. It's the, whoa, does somebody feel this? Who feels something right now? Me too. Just now while I'm talking. Hips, yeah? Anybody else? Legs? Anybody else? This is cool. Stomach, yeah, me too. Forehead, okay. Anybody else? Feeling? Shoulder? This is cool. You know what that proves? That this group of this room, 10 o'clock, okay, it's 2 o'clock, we're already 4 hours old. Not babies anymore. It seems to work. This is what I wanted to know. So, it's very cool. Yeah, I'll have some pictures for you because this takes a little bit, but we shall complete this, and I think it's really good that we complete this job for the group. Once you start with the chakras, don't stop it, okay? Open it all up, let it flow. Don't leave half the trash there and hope that it's good. So I'm going to finish it, but in the meantime, I'm going to show you some stuff here to the subject. Here. Okay. There we go. Now this is quite impressive here, right? This is what they are. They are wormholes. What are the chakras? The wormholes. Our passage into another dimension. And probably 3 years ago, if you would have said that, everybody would have left the room. It's time that we learn this, okay? We are interdimensional beings. That means portions of us are not housed in this body. The soul, energies, all kinds of things that we have in another dimension. Now, what is a wormhole? Wormhole doesn't exist. Come on, give me a break. Star Trek. Bullshit. Wormholes. Let's see. Or maybe not so, you know. Maybe not so crazy. What do we have here? What do we have here? I'm blocked again. I'm not allowed to see that. I'm not allowed to see that, what I'm showing you now. I like this web page, and I'll tell you why. It's an official government page. Okay, this is annoying. Usually this is so beautiful. I do this interactive stuff, and bang, bang, bang. This shows up, and here shows nothing up. So here goes nothing. Let's try this again. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, here's our wormholes. We call them X-points. They're typically located a few 10,000s of kilometers from Earth. Most portals, they're talking about portals, NASA, portal, are small and short-lived. Others are yawning, vast and sustained. Tons tons of energetic particles can flow through the openings. What the heck am I talking about? Has the guy lost his mind? Okay, NASA has confirmed that we have wormholes. Now I'm going to show you some top secret. Never tell anybody. Okay, space is curved, and I'm going to do extreme curvature now. Okay, we roll it like we would almost fold a map. So here's Earth, and here's Mars. Okay. Now we can take regular street, and we drive up and down, and up and down, and up and down. And so it takes 10 months. 10 months. Yes, this new movie. Anybody seen it? The Martian. He's left alone up there. I need to see the movie. It's totally
great.
Cool. It's good?
It's great.
Matt Damon, right?
Yeah.
I was here, I couldn't see it. So, what do you think if somebody is smart and builds a tunnel? What do you think if somebody would build a tunnel? And why do they talk about portals at NASA? Okay, what's going on here? Like always in life and universe, there's big parts that you can see big things and small things and all the same. So we can travel here, and we probably would be for the next coffee break there, if we would know how to handle that. But our job on hand is here. We don't want to go to Mars. We watch a movie that's for right now. We do that next year, okay? This year, we're going to fix our chakras. So, I try to keep this light and funny, you know, so people don't lose the room, leave the room. So far it worked. I need to. I don't find this stuff. It clicks me out. It's terrible. Well, then I have to just tell you, and you have to believe me. Because I always like the show, tell the show. Cannot be show, cannot be show. Oh, I got kicked out. Okay, I don't want to drag it out too much. You saw the picture. Oh, I might. Another chance here. Somewhere I stored the stuff. Maybe you can see it there. So because it was really nice, it was animated and moved and wireless. So much for wireless. Now we got it done. So yeah. See, now I'm losing people. I'm too slow. I need to go to the bathroom too. Can you wait? I can't believe this. Okay, I'm so sorry. I had some cool stuff for you, but I can't find it right now. I can't seem to. Oh, maybe it's a mosquito then. Nope, I can't find it. Sorry. Okay, so anyhow, the last thing we need to do with the chakras. Okay, now we have done this, and two things. And this, we double click in this field, and now you see 6th dimension, 8th dimension, 10th dimension. How many dimensions are there? 12, thank you. Very good. And which ones we cannot access unless we're angels? 8 to 12. 8 to 12. So if we all get promoted and we do good and do good to the people and so forth, you know, maybe we meet number 7 or so, or 8. With bars up here, you know, stripes. So we shall fix this very quick. So it's really important that you do the whole process. Now, of course, at the end of the presentation, I have a goodie for you. I just wanted to show you that all the things we can do to really, really open the chakras. And it's very hard to open the chakras in just one session, okay? You can get the process going, but you will not. Because in there you will find all kinds of garbage. Okay? Emotions, trauma, diseases, war, I don't know what's in there. So, but we have remedies to fix that also. There was a question somewhere. Yes?
People like after this, they've done that, trying to get back to the
No,
Oh, you
I
know.
don't have time. I'm in a rush. One lady left already. At home. Yeah, it's not so urgent, and we have time. Then you can go on your own pace on the bathroom. But here, you know, it's a stressful environment. People are very demanding, you know what I mean? So, no, I understand. I'm sorry, I didn't make fun of it. This was the goal I had to just make it. No, of course, you would go back and see a retest. I do the abbreviated version so you see. But I have a much abbreviated version at the end for you. And then you're going to say, so why show me the whole thing? But I think it's important to understand, and you see, it's time consuming. It's time consuming. So you probably need to schedule one session for that. And you should. Do you think it's worth to get healthy? Do you think it's worth to recharge your battery? So fundamental understanding that it doesn't end at the acupuncture points, okay? It's going much deeper, the story. That's what you need to understand. So double click here in the yellow field, and ooh, look at that. We're healed. We're healed. It Dr. healed us all. Isn't that great? So, hey, what's missing? Who knows what's missing? What's missing? What's missing? No. What's missing with the chakras? They need to spin. Yes, thank you. So we need to immediately do what? Yes, thank you. Autoscalar. Treat all. It's so easy. So easy. So if you want to, what you can do is now in the body viewer, while it's gone, especially if there's one chakra not working, you let it run at the same time. Thomas said that. At the same time, you let the same thing run, and it will speed it up. If these bars are together, we're done. We're going to the next. If you get a lot of dots here, then you have a strong blockage here. And it counts the blocks here. See that? So that went also pretty good. And you notice one thing, if you do the interdimensional stuff, this goes much better, strangely enough. Having said that, it's hanging on the brow. Okay, what does that mean? What is that? What is that? We looked at the brow chakra. Where's the third eye anyhow? You can tell me. Somebody showed me the bird here. No? Okay. The common belief is it's here. This is just where the tunnel starts. It's right dead center in your brain. The third eye is right dead center in your brain. And let's look. So here's the third eye. That's how it looks like. It looks like a pineal cone. Pineal cone. Now go and look for pineal cones. Where you find them, you will find them in many places. You find a huge one downtown Rome. You should look for that. No, the representation of copper. I'm standing here and you think, why do they do that? Okay, let's take a look where this thing is. It is here in the center of your brain, and it's connected with two wires, so to speak, into the visual cortex. It produces only melatonin, don't worry. No, it produces melatonin. It's hooked up to the visual cortex, but it's a mistake. It's just wrong wiring. The electrician made a mistake. So, yeah, there is such thing, and it's right there. Right there. And it produces something else besides melatonin. But you find it out yourself. The happy stuff. So, anyhow, I wanted to just show you what it is and what it does. In the meantime, we should be finished here. Almost. Our future is not safe. So, and then we have to do one more thing. Any questions to the whole subject? You should read up on everything. You need to understand, this is really true. These are wormholes, the chakras. We have different dimensions. It's stupid to think we live in this three-dimensional room. Everybody had feelings, everybody had a perception sometimes in dreams or whatever. This is all there. This is much richer. This is very poor where we live here. There's much more colors available than the color spectrum that we have. There's all kinds of things. And it's not crazy, and it's not, it's becoming mainstream, to tell you the truth. It's becoming mainstream. So many people talk about it, so many people do it, so many people experience it. But it's a cool thing to do. And there is a whole lot more between earth and heaven than we think.
So this pineal gland picture in anatomy, is it only in the new...
Should be in the new version, yes. We'll see when it's, but you can stimulate it with that. And you can do a whole lot more. You need to search and see. Wow, what you can do. Very cool. And Daisy is working on something for that also. We're discussing certain things, and as you can tell, I've been working a little bit with this, you know, and have experienced some pretty interesting things. So it doesn't get us in phase, because we're all those things, we're one, but we're not the same. So it's a little bit hard to get everybody under one hat. But I appreciate that you were listening so long to me, and time is over, right? I'm a little bit over. And I gladly will answer questions. The last thing I want to show you is the easy way. Now we did the hard way, and you should know, because these are things you need to know with the chakras to do. Of course, there's more in the body viewer. You can go in the matrix and so forth, but these are the important steps here, in my opinion, to do. There's one major step coming up that actually belongs to that too, and here comes the bad news. I got really bad news. I don't want to interrupt it right now because, thank you, because I have to talk to him. A little bit moody today. Usually we have a good relationship, you know. Sometimes a bit moody. Okay, what I want to do now? Just a moment, I have to hang up here. I'm missing one step. Drawing a blank. Drawing a complete blank right now. I need to do one more step, but I'm so nervous. It's killing me. Bye. Where are you going? Going home? Okay. Well, you're welcome. We meet next time. So there's one step, please, please. Oh, I can't draw a blank now here.
It's not the return to me. You want to go to the
Return to that doesn't do anything like that, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay, it'll come back. I can't believe I do this every day. There it is. There it is. No, this was embarrassing. See, this is why I shouldn't change the password so I can get my Alzheimer's stuff on time. And all this doesn't happen. I tricked myself again. So here, of course, you know the original star codes don't show till you press the button here. And yeah, this is the bad news. Who's done this before? Okay, this really, after you did all this, will get rid of the garbage in there. How long does it take?
3 minutes.
Have you ever done this? All of them? Yeah? How long does it take? Can't remember, it was so long, right? What do you think? How quickly did you get it done? Don't know? I can understand why you don't do that typically, because you're going to sit here a nice rainy Sunday afternoon. 2.5 hours, 2 hours, depending on how much garbage is in there. Faster? Oh, you will not do it, right? It's crazy. Okay, it is crazy. You know, you have to do this double click until resonance is almost 0, and I'm almost out of time. And so that all fits pretty good. You have to double click that till it turns gray. Okay, then it's done. It will turn gray. Even though after 10 minutes of clicking you will say, it's not turning gray, it's crazy. No, it will turn gray. So, now if you look at the whole thing, wow. Who's going to do this? 2.5 hours there. And this is really where the garbage comes out. This other one's an adjustment that it flows again and everything, it turns and opens, and here we pull the garbage out. So, what do we do? What do we do? This was my problem. What do we do? You know what was my problem? Okay. If I go to calibration and close it, I get 2. Well, we skip before the 1 clicks. So, when I wrote the meditation program, I knew we need good energy flow. But I had this, how do you do this thing? So I wrote it with a couple of routines in there that there would be some decent energy flow. And then start and start, what the heck is that? I pushed for it that they put the software in as soon as possible. This is actually, does anybody have this software? You know this button? Yes? You have it? This is not a second start button. This is the Chakra Deep Cleansing Program. This one here. This is the true start button. This is just mislabeled because we rushed it out. I wanted to have it out. They didn't have time to. So they put it in. This is a great program. You should try it tonight or when you come home. You really feel it. And the interesting thing is, you don't feel the chakras. Why? They are in that place that we're not allowed to talk about it, because the place doesn't exist in this weird other dimension. But you can feel the result of the blockage. So you can almost sit there with a list and write down, when the patient will say, oh, I got the shoulder, no the tummy, no this, no that. Some don't feel it so much, some feel extremely. Ushi felt it so bad that she said, should I stop it? I said, no, it's safe, go through. And afterwards she felt much better. The first time is the worst. First time is the one where you should sit down and write down what hurts, because there's your blockages, or there's the result of blockages. Now it's getting better and better. And yeah, you should do it every 4 weeks, 3 weeks. Do it for yourself. It's great. It opens your channel to your battery. Energizer, okay? That's your energizer plug. And you should even have tried it, and you should do it. You should do always 45 minutes. You cannot do this in 10 minutes. In 45 minutes, it's not going to be fixed completely, but it's going to be much better, okay? Much better. But what you should try, and do it for yourself, and do it with the harness on. I know it's kind of... Lay down in bed, get yourself a nice pair of soft, good headphones with a great music. It doesn't need to be a good music. Music has to be great music. Great. Lay down, do the chakra cleansing, and right you need to do is, everything is set with video, you just click on meditation, you click on start, and you go right onto your journey. And you will have a tremendously deeper experience than before. We had very good results. Who has tried the meditation program? Who went on the journey? Somebody needs to, some description. Yeah. What happened?
I did the meditation at the same time with the yoga nidra session.
Okay.
And I didn't fall asleep at all. I really had this sleep but awakened.
Yes.
This awakened sleep.
Thank you.
And full of energy half an hour after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I need to pay her now. It's exactly the effect she should have had. She did not fall asleep. This is the trick of this program. You don't go into deep sleep, delta. You don't. She did not fall asleep, and a half hour later she had a tremendous amount of energy. Somebody else? Wow. Deeper meditative state. Penny?
I experienced going through a lot of emotional stuff that sort of came up that like was mine, and then I experienced going to a very deep meditation, the deepest place I've ever been to, which I go to when I meditate, but I didn't go any further than that, and I think I was sort of quite hoping I'd go a bit step further.
Okay, Penny didn't get further. So, what do you do now? You're going to hit that little start button before, and you will go deeper, trust me. It's a tremendous improvement when the chakras are open when you do this meditation program. And this is the ultimate healing program. Don't forget that. The conscious brain leaves, goes on vacation, goes, I don't know, swims with the dolphins, flies over the city. We have all kinds of descriptions. In that time, there can take place real deep healing, because the noisemaker is not there, grinds about everything and says, noisemaker is gone. Now they can really fix the body. So with really, really bad diseases, or bad, I shouldn't say, strong, this you should do to everybody. Do first this and then do this. It's 1.5 hours. Charge 1.5 hours. You might save your life. Their life with them. Don't be afraid. Charge it. Even if you don't sit there and do this, you don't need to. This is made for our hectic Western Hemisphere life. You can't sit for hours in front of this machine. And you've seen, look how long it would take, and I didn't even touch the green panel yet. How long it would take. And there's a whole lot more stuff to do till you get to what is happening here, because there's hundreds of frequencies coming at the same time, and a lot of stuff. Okay, one more tip I want to give you. If you want to, you can use Lapis Lazuli during this process. Either have a nice stone there, or it's in the steel, or whatever way you want to do it. It makes the experience deeper. It makes it longer lasting.
Now we just want to do using stone. Place this if you had a physical stone.
With a patient.
On what? On there.
Of course.
Which two stones did you mention?
Lapis Lazuli. But you can also, in steel, it's in there, you can do it energetically throughout the whole session. Because you can, of course, start the body viewer. And let chakras run there, let the pineal run or something, you know.
Would you recommend this as, if somebody came with exhaustion on the first visit, would you recommend that? And they would feel better at the end?
They would definitely feel better, yes.
Yeah.
I tell you what, really try this because it works. Just try it, get your own, and say, okay, for this kind of condition. But yes, because you re-established about 5 minutes, I'm perfect. And the bladder is happy to hear that. Mine. So, for me, was too. Well, yeah, good question. Please try it. You can help the people so tremendously. I think for your centers, for instance, this would be a great procedure. You don't need a lot of people to work this, to start, you know? And of course, after that, you go in and you have to do the emotions. You have to find the primary cause. You have to find the virus, bacteria, whatever, that have been collected due to the energy, lack of energy. But here is the key. Getting sick, trust me. Here's the key. And if this doesn't go through, that's when we get sick. And I hope I could give you like the entire picture today, from how it's coming in to where it's in the end going to the little chakras. Yeah. And you need the entire picture to clean up, otherwise it will not work. So for instance, while it does acupuncture, you know, if he opens that, just the light, if you, for instance, if you want to do acupuncture, you do the light, you do the crown chakra, and then you go to the acupuncture. Great advantage, huge advantage. You don't have to do. But again, here this is given to you to really, and I would do them together. And try it yourself. You have to try it yourself, because you will feel it. But you have to lay down. Don't look at the computer. Don't do body view or something else. You will not experience it. You need to let the brain go. It needs to go and dive, go on the mountain, whatever. It needs to go out.
You like backwards, like the erase there?
Do it, I think, best is maybe a 5-degree angle, a little bit, and have some underneath and comfy. Forget this, we need to kneel down and everything, because she described it correctly. The ski or the adductor will keep you from going out. It's a narrow band. This is why meditation is so difficult. And you will not break out, because skill will come and say, hey, wake up. And you actually get sometimes, you maybe experience, maybe not, during the program you get something like that, you know, which is like a wake-up call. Hey, you're going too close to Delta. We're not going to deep sleep now, okay? And at the same time, it keeps you from breaking out to the top. Now, one thing you have to, of course, do, you have to relax. You have to do breathing technique. Breathing technique. And I had actually some grand finale here, and it's not here, so let's see whether I get it going. Do you have any more questions? Yes. How we do this? Oh, it doesn't come up on yours? You need to, in the password panel, that's where it's done. Okay, password. Down here, and people, this is how you can really screw up your ski or adductor. You want to see it? I'll show you how you destroy it. I don't know myself, no. So, yeah, half hour later. Here, operational themes. But please, 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 listen. If you send it to home use, there will be a question. And the question will be about life and death of your skill. So closely, listen. You do not press yes in that question, or you will from now on be the proud owner of a strict home use unit that ends at the home use panel. So you guys will have no matrix, Zugang, not access, nothing. It's over. Be careful when you do this. You hit the wrong button, you're out. All you can do is calibrate and then do 1 click. That's it. Bye. This is for the home prescription in the US. So you click here, I'm going to show it to you. Now I hit the wrong button just to show you how bad it is. No, I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to change this to whatever, blah, blah, blah. So now I'm going to change this to home use. If you hit yes now, okay, I do it. It normally pays me $500. You have to, please, please, please press no. Because Because if you hit yes, you just confirmed, oh yes, this is just for home use. I don't need all the big stuff. I just want the little stuff. And you cannot correct it. You have to deinstall everything. Very painful, especially in the demo, where you, oh no! Okay. And here, these, you can play what you want with. There's more and more of these themes, and then, I don't know what this is, you will see. And either you go out, or after a short time, you start changing over and everything. Okay. So, any more questions?
If your bottom chakra,
Yeah.
the root chakra is blocked,
Yeah.
is still working, will it always correct?
Well, ideal is of course that you open it all. But if you know the root chakra is blocked, and then you might want to go once or twice and try to fix that real quick. You can do that in the matrix, by the way. Yeah. There's a ton of things. If you just want to do a singular chakra and help it, you just go type in chakra here, and you get, oops. Get a shitload of things, okay? So, and you can then look for the particular chakra, pull it in, treat it till it's good. It will not be open, it'll be better, okay? And of course you can create a cocktail here and let this one in the disease or in body view or whatever. I didn't show all this, you know, the typical other things that you can do, of course you can do also, yes?
Because in the body scan I didn't see the red in the last line exactly. There is no red shown, only on the
No whatsoever, yeah?
none whatsoever. So
Okay, there's one thing that, okay, bad root chakra. I give you, okay, since we are, this will be interesting, last test for the group, and then the test for my bladder comes to an end. Okay, the question is, what can I do with the clogged root chakra if I want to do this whole one, open and so forth? Here is a essence that you don't have. You can get yourself under, I can give you the email. I want you to, everybody feel this now. This is a grounding. This is a remedy for grounding. And so far, everybody has sensed that. Now I'm getting page here that we've done. Just try to feel this real quick, because it's absolutely cool. It's, close your eyes, feel your feet. See whether they get heavy. See whether the lower legs get heavy. See whether something flows out. It's actually a good ending for the whole procedure. And then put the feet plain on the floor so it can really flow out. There wouldn't be so many people that would say take off your shoes, but we refrain from that. So close your eyes, let it flow out. Let it go. I'm going to grow everybody's roots now, so I'm going to be the first one in the bathroom. Because you guys can't walk. It is the truth. So, okay, try this. It's really good. And I can give you the web page where they actually make sprays. You spray it on your plate, you can sample it, it works as well. This is a tree from New Zealand, which is over 1,000 years old. And actually, when they got the flower essence, they really talked to the tree and asked whether he would give his energy to the people. And he said, well, I've never seen a human being, but it sounds cool. So they traded. You always have to leave something there. They traded love, gave the tree love, as I said. And so the lady came with a essence back and put a drop on everybody's tongue. We had 10 people to test. And everybody's, oh, my feet. And then we sampled it in the steel, and it was the exact same effect. Just one drop on the plate. So who feels it in the feet? As soon as I hit beginning. So this is really a good way. The name is in there. you need to just go on rosengarten.de. The spray is like $8 or so, and you can take it with you. If you have a bad day or something, you can just spray it and it grounds everything out. Fantastic stuff. They have more, and this is an MD, and she. Oh, we need to look up whether there might be a minus sign in there. Okay. I need to look it up one more time, so maybe for www. And it's cheap. They do it really cheap. And they have fantastic stuff. They also have a great aura spray, which helps in the procedure.
What's the name of the product?
That's the webpage, Rosengarten Essenzen. Yeah, Rosengarten Essenzen. And Tatara, they don't, the tree, the Tatara, they don't promote very much. You need to ask for it, okay? So anybody else now? Heavy legs, everything out there? Yeah? Do you feel better? Because we did a cleansing process, and now we need to, at the end, get rid of that energy. Get rid of the concrete shoes. Okay, thank you very much. I hope you had lots of fun.